Yo, thank you for taking your time to join me here on the Head Empty channel. We're watching Oshi no Ko today, episode 12. Aqua and Ruby's, excuse me. There are two of them, believe it or not. Their dad is back. We saw it. It's confirmed, according to him, anyway. I doubt there's just some crazy blonde dude walking around the cemetery, just talking to graves. But, yeah, it's a pretty crazy episode last time. A lot of themes of... It was a lot of romance in last episode, actually. I talked a lot about how there was the concept of lies was pretty present last episode. I think I talked about that. Maybe I'm making that up, but there was lies and love. Lies and love have kind of been the two themes that we've had in this series so far. I've always been saying how lies was Ai's big thing, but which it was, but she was also really obsessed with the idea of love. And last episode, a lot of it was about Aqua and how he's going to pursue that moving forward with the direction he's moving, believing that his father's dead, and how he's going to live this life without that purpose that he'd given himself, the drive he had towards revenge. And so yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And I also got so hung up. I'm glad to know I wasn't the only one who got shocked by Akane's little moment on the bridge. That conversation was a little strange, but on a rewatch, during editing and stuff, I got to digest it a little bit better, I think. She was, just kind of worried that the reason he might be breaking off this relationship was lacking that level of intimacy in a relationship, because she does think he's just another teenage guy, right? It's reasonable, I guess, of her to think that. I think it being undercut with a level of comedy might have made things a little bit strange, and it kind of affected maybe the way that scene played out negatively, at least as far as maybe Akka intended it to be, perceived. But yeah, I don't think Aqua actually did break up with her just yet. I'm not sure if that was really a breakup. Akane just ran off because she freaked out because she realized the truth immediately. It had to be that way, right? She's a super genius character you set up in the show. You present her with this pretty obvious loophole. Just upon getting the information, she instantly recognizes it, which I love. I love the consistency in her character. But yeah, she figured that out, and now she's presented with this conflict, she doesn't want to lose Aqua. She wants to keep supporting him, like she said. But the thing is, she doesn't want him to keep pursuing this dark path. But I think that if she does, then she's needed again. He still needs her around, and she can stay by his side because he can keep using her talents. It's an interesting dilemma for her. I think she's very confused already about her feelings so far. I think it's confusing if it's really love that she feels for him, that kind of affection, or if it's just the gratitude that she feels towards him saving her life and her career as well. It's tricky, Who's to say that that gratitude isn't just as deep and meaningful of a feeling towards him? But I think without a doubt, the way that their relationship started has created this savior complex. Is that what you would call it? I think that's right. She does have a bit of a savior complex after all that, which that's the direction they decided to take her character instead of this kind of codependent character that I thought might be created out of those circumstances their relationship started in. And I like the way that it's going, and it makes me like her character a lot. And I can actually root for their relationship, despite it not being maybe not the one that I personally do root for. I can root for it if that's how it turns out, and I like that. I like that they've made this love triangle something actually believable. What does happen if Aqua finds out? He'll be back on that path. I hope he doesn't. I'm not a very vengeful person, and so I think he's obviously much better off not being a murderer, regardless of how much he's earned it through everything he's gone through. And I also am surprised by how current chill Aqua seems surprisingly natural. It doesn't feel fake. I think the circumstances of leading up to that felt artificial, and that was intended because we know the truth. But I don't think him being kind of just chill and happy felt weird at all when he was with Kana or Akane. We get to see more of the Doctor, actually, that he was in the previous life. Ever since he died and was reborn, that goofy kind of Doctor persona really hasn't been present, because he's just been so consumed with this revenge plot. But we actually get a personality out of him now, and it's pretty cool to see. You know, he's trying to get with the times, you know, and it's pretty funny. And he's still his awkward self around these girls, and I dig it. I dig seeing him out of his element for once. And yeah, as far as the father goes, I didn't know that the casting for him was so good. I don't know the voice actor's name, but he voices Rintaro Okabe in Steins Gate, my favorite anime. Had to mention. What more importantly, though, he voices Light Yagami, who everybody knows as the mastermind. You know, in anime, he's like the one. And casting him as Aqua's father, I think, was just a brilliant decision. I love it a lot. So I'm excited to hear more of it. If we do, that'll be awesome. But we are headed towards Miyazaki, I think it was, to record this music video. And Aqua, for whatever reason, invited Akane. You know Kane's gonna be fucking pissed. Kane's gonna be so mad, because she was looking forward to this trip with him, and he invited her like a dumbass to break up with her as well. That was his plan. I'm starting to think, as much as I just praised Chill Aqua, he might be the real villain of the show, because he took Kane on a whole ass date and then invited Akane onto his trip with his family and stuff to dump her. It's insane. I don't know what he was thinking, but I'm here for it. I'm ready. And I'm ready to start the episode. Anyway, consider liking the video if you've been enjoying these, or if it's your first time here, consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. You get to see more from me. I'm going to be resuming Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's just been a tricky couple weeks getting those out, but I have some recorded and they just need to be edited and uploaded. So expect those. And yeah, drop a comment, all the good stuff. I'm going to go ahead and start the episode. This is Oshi no Ko Season 2, Episode 12, Reunion. Let's roll. Oh shit. Flashback? Oh, we don't get to hear it. Back to where it all started, man. I wonder who's thinking of this. Probably both of them, actually. Oh, this is their song. That's cool to hear it. Obviously, you can't hear that in the manga. Yeah. I was gonna say, don't they still suck at singing? Yeah, okay. Auto-tune exists. What was it called? Was that the name of the song? Star T? Anemone, Monemon. What? Crazy name, bro. Instagrammer and video creator. They already have a song named Star T Rain, right? I like her design a lot. Mem continuing to carry this group. She's got connections. Yeah, alright, man. Come on. You were totally gonna dump her anyway. What are you talking about? Aqua's supposed to be a looker, ain't he? They're Oz kids. Oh, Kana's fuming. I do feel bad. I feel bad for Kana. She tried to set this whole thing up to get him along. I'm sure she had ulterior motives. Yeah, she looks unhappy. Both of them do. I wonder how... I don't know the geography. I wonder how far away this trip is for them. Yeah, she got a cool design. Anemone. She keeps looking at these crows. Yeah. It's gotta be crazy to be back. Goddess of performing arts, that's a real thing? I didn't know that was a thing. Do they just have a god for everything? Oh, shit. I want to see them record the music video, though. Damn, yeah, I don't know anything about... Is this Shintoism? Hospital? Yeah. Crazy. It's been a decade, right? Yeah. I wonder if that nurse that he worked with before is still here. There's no way she'll be able to figure out a reincarnation, right? That wouldn't make any sense. 15 years. Yeah, that's the nurse I was talking about. Oh, shit. Oh, that just gave me chills, man. That was the stalker. That was really cool. Yeah. I feel like I remember when he died, I think we saw the guy walk up to the corpse. Or somebody. I'm pretty sure it would have been the stalker. Because he just killed his ass. They were alone. So he probably did move the body. Otherwise, because this is... I don't know how far away they just walked from this hospital, but he would have had to have been running a long time to get like crazy far, chasing the stalker in the woods. So they can't be crazy far from the hospital where he got killed. Meaning it would be smart, if the stalker was smart at all, he would move the body. But then again, it's been 15 years. Like, I don't know what happens to your remains in 15 years, but you'd think they'd definitely be gone. Exactly. Yeah, true. I didn't think about that. I feel like if it's your own grave, you're good. This is his house. Right.
Amamiya Gorou, 母親がいなかった。酸化危機的出血。子供ができたことを親に隠してて、自宅で一人で産んだが、
His mom
そん
died.
なもんで父親が分からず、祖父母の家に預けられた。祖父の方がちょっとな。母親を犠牲にして生まれてきた後ろめたさは、植えきれなかった。進路を偉大に決めた時も。
3位になるのね。お母さんのことがあったから。やっぱりあなたは優しい子ね。
本当は外科医になりたかった。結局、人に合わせて生きるしか取り柄がないやつだった。医者になった後も無力で。
どうしてそういうことになるんだ。あいつの両親は顔も出さないんだ。母親ってのは。そんなのは幻想だ。
Oh man. Okay. This is pretty crazy information because we literally didn't know anything about their previous lives other than where they ended up, you know? There's a lot to say here, actually. I'll start off with the picture that he was looking at of his grandmother and himself in the house. That was actually shown because I've seen the first season like a million times. I've watched it a lot. I love the first season. And I've read the manga. I've read this whole like arc once through in like a day. Like like a year ago, over a year ago at this point, because it was right after season 1 finished. And this is obviously coming back to me. I totally forgot. Sorry, let me continue what I was saying. That picture was shown briefly when he was dying. So that was really cool foreshadowing, because we didn't know anything about all that. And obviously we do see him and his grandmother in the opening. But that, I like that picture was shown in season 1, episode 1. As he was dying, that's what he was thinking of. And him not having a mother is telling, you know? I keep talking about how it's been left ambiguous, obviously, his relationship with Ai, and balancing whether he was infatuated with her, you know, like romantically, or if she was a mother to him at all. And he seems to have always looked for that mother role in his life, and which is just really sad. And then also learning just now about Serena's parents. Just not showing up for your daughter is insane. So we literally have no clue what her home life was like. But I don't know what the hell kind of parents you have to be to just kind of abandon your daughter. Like, they're not showing up. Like, where are they? And then he's got this whole idea of a mother, you know, of what a mother should be from his trauma. Yeah, gynecology. Bro, I don't want to watch this little girl die right now. I love this rendition of this OST right now. Oh, look at the reflection, dude. That was cool. Oh, wow. The star. They're doing a good job with this episode, man. Soulless children. I also... Yeah, the idea of him going back, you know, the idea of him adapting to any role also fits with who he is in this new life as well. Him becoming an actor and all that. Jeez, man. This is crazy, though. I forgot about... Fuck, man. Yeah, I forgot about his mom dying and all that. And her parents not showing up is crazy. This is insane. The whole reincarnation and past life aspect of the show is something that hasn't been explored at all. And so I remember at this point in the manga, I was completely just blindsided by all this. I didn't expect to get any of it. I thought it was just a means to tell the story, you know, the whole reincarnation aspect. Because it does just get swept under the rug, a lot of it. It's crazy. I love that it's getting some focus, though. Really? Dramatic sandwich eating? Pin-up girl. Damn. Who's paying for it? That's crazy. I didn't know we were doing alright like that. Hopefully it pays off. Definitely don't like the song, but that's just idol music, you know. Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, 30 looking ass.
いいでしょう。みんなで話し
Is this what they were wearing in the opening?
ルビーが好きそうな。
全然ダメ。
Oh, yeah. Right. She thinks she's wasting her time.
何よ。
そんなにリボンだらしなくつけてどういうつもり？
This girl's obsessed, man.
ここにも誇り。9大点程度じゃない？
Fan turned hater. True.
私、可愛い？
旧大点はあるんじゃない。
素直にごめんなさいよ、あんたたち。
かなちゃんの演技が良くなった理由が分かった。私を見てってずっと叫んでる。
Right, yeah. She's the center here. She never has to bow out for anybody.
かなちゃんはアイドルとして売れそう？
売れる。
そっか。じゃあこないだみたいなデートはもうダメだよ。かなちゃんから自慢されたよ。
Of course she did.
今は認知度が低いからいいけど。
Yeah, man.
そしたら人目があるところでの男女の食事は絶対ダメ。
That's, yeah. Can't have a repeat of Mama.
一度の炎上が致命傷なんだからさ。
そうだな。意識が足りてなかった。有馬はアイドル。男の影がちらつけば大抵ろくなことにならない。週刊誌の
Hot romance?
最悪の場合。
Yeah. Shit, man. Come on. None of that. Holy fuck. That actually got me, man. That face, Ai's face like that, is just ingrained into me forever. It's just fried into my brain, that image. That shit is so haunting. I do not like seeing that on Kana, man. Even as a hypothetical.
はい、私は18歳以上で。
18.
私は今日はあかねお姉ちゃんと同じ部屋がいいな。
アクアくん妹。
Akana's getting sister points.
カラス。
Yeah, they're everywhere. I don't know if you noticed.
このクソカラス、焼き鳥にしてやる。
They'll just steal things, man. Crows are smart.
大丈夫。この辺なら多少は土地勘あるし。ああ、いや、生まれがこの辺りでね、車で結構通ったりしてたから。
It's a good cover.
アクアくん、思い入れのある場所だって言ってた。あの場所は私にとっても大事な場所だよ。
Yeah, she has no idea that it's for the same reason. She probably just thinks it's because he was born there.
便利屋の時もそれは大変で。
True. Yeah, that was a mess.
役者に興味はないの？
Yeah, she's supposed to be a good actress. I remember that.
私でよかったら教えるよ。
I'd be down,
で
bro.
もまずは
They set that up so early.
いつかドームでライブやってみんなが知ってるアイドルになってそれで
よく頑張ったな。ずっと応援してたぞ。
先生、あかねちゃんは年の
Oh, jeez, come on now. Dude, it's a big age gap. If he's...
10くらいは全然。年の離れた好きな人がいるんだ。
Did she say... She said 10 years? It's like a 30-year gap, right? No. Well, mental age. So it's whatever gap this was, I guess, for Ruby. Oh, boy.
私がずっと一人だった時にそばにいてくれていつも励ましてくれて
Reasonable, though, I'll say. Reasonable. Like, it's not anything crazy for, like, kids to have crushes on, like, adults around them. That happens all the time, you know? That's just natural.
生きる意味をくれた人、好きな人がいるのっていいよね。
Dude, they're just following this crow.
くらい関係ないよね
They still know where it's at?
突然職場からも消えて消息不明になっちゃったんだってどうせ大方女性トラブルでとんずらこいただけだと思うけど
That dude wasn't getting play, man. Come on. We saw him. That dude was watching idol videos in patients' rooms. He was getting no action. You're good.
私が何度好き結婚しようって言ってものらりくらりかわしてさ
Crazy to say that to a kid. That's insane.
だけど、それでもいいの。
先生好き結婚して
残念だったな。16歳になったら真面目に。
Oh my god.
16歳になったよもう一度会いたいよここを巣にしてるんだ追い詰めたぞ
ルビーちゃん、戻って。死体だよ。
Her star was like flickering. I think around now is when the ending will probably start to make more sense for people. Especially that thing. The whole episode was setting up for her to find that body. I can't say how obvious it might be because I knew. But even then, it's hard to see. Yeah. Oh, they showed it. They added that scene. That's brilliant. This was a fantastic episode, especially as far as direction. Really, really, really love this one. This is probably one of my favorites as far as just an adaptation so far. I love that touch on the ending as well. That's super cool. All right. Stick around. We're going to talk about this. All right. That's a big, big deal at the end. Ruby's been thinking about this doctor forever, and he meant a lot to her. We got this great sequence at the beginning with I think there was audio, but there was no dialogue that you could hear. They muted that out, but that's not really what it was about. I also like that it doesn't cut away from this sequence. I'm talking about them on the roof of the hospital as their past selves. I like that it doesn't cut away to somebody's like somebody waking up from a dream or showing who was remembering this moment, because it probably is both of them. I think it's implying that it's probably Ruby because we get a POV shot from Sarena's voice, or from Sarena, but it's really sad and very tricky relationship they've got, at least the way she views it. I think I'm not going to talk too much on her relationship with the doctor in the past life because I think it's super understandable. I think she's maybe a little bit delusional, but then again, it's backed up by a lot of trauma, so I don't blame her for that either. It's just sad, but it was giving her hope, this delusion that she could find him again. I think it's even maybe a little bit of that delusion is shown in the fact that she didn't even consider him possibly of dying, having been missing for 15 years as a doctor. Like, you don't really just abandon that lifestyle, I don't think. Like, you're well off as a doctor, and then zero contact from anybody in 15 years. So I think maybe just as Aqua easily accepts the death of his father, I think it's somewhat similar case with Ruby here, because it's definitely one of the more logical takeaways from someone being missing for 15 years, and also the idea of him showing up and knowing or believing that you are a reincarnated former patient of his is also quite far-fetched. So it was giving her hope, but she was very, very tied to this idea in the background this whole time, because we don't see a lot of Ruby, but she was really looking forward to that, meeting him again. It also explains why she's in this town, but she's not flooded with a whole bunch of bad memories like Aqua pretty much was when he first stepped foot here. She had a bad time, but and her doctor went missing, but she still had believed that he was out there for her, and as long as she kept working towards her goal, that could come true. But that's all shattered now. But we'll come back to that. Anyway, we get Mem. She's got the hookup. MVP as per usual. It's no surprise. I like this. What is this lady's name? Anemone? I was like Anemone Monemone, but I think that's how you spell anemone, so it might just be anemone and they're pronouncing it like that. Interesting. I like her design a lot. I don't know if she's going to be a huge character or not. That she's in the opening, and that guy standing next to her was also in the opening, but he did, like Himura, right? He did not stick around for long at all. Also, I should probably say, this is just, why not? A couple episodes ago, I was talking about the animation and how I feel like they're over-animating a few scenes, which is crazy to say that I'm complaining that there's too good of animation in some scenes. But I think it was the scene where he got the video from Ruby and he's all inspired and he's flying through space and seeing Ruby in front of him, and he gets his inspiration and everything that he needs to work on this song. I think now that I've thought about it, my feelings towards that scene is I feel like it just wasn't earned, that moment, because we've had similar moments for cases like Melt. Melt's was amazing. That was the best one we've had. We've had it for Melt, we've had it for Kana, we've had it for Akane. Similar structured sequences during the play, and that I think it just was flying a little too close to where they were for such a it was a minor scene, you know, for something that just progresses the plot, but also gives a little bit of commentary on the side. It wasn't something that felt earned like the others, and so it did feel a little bit like it lessened those other moments for me. Unfortunately, it's probably the only thing that I've had to complain about as far as the adaptation so far, because this has really been brilliant. And so I think I just had to say that, because I've been really trying to figure out what it is about the animation in certain points that makes me feel a little bit off, you know, even though it's well animated. And I think it's just he's like a non-character, you know. He just was there, and unless we end up seeing more of him, that did not do it for me, and it didn't feel earned. Anyway, that's so left field. I'm sorry. I just had to. I'm here now, so I ought to talk about it. But yeah, it's a high budget production that we got going here. Mem and Miyako making that happen with the help of this lady. Very cool. I like her eyes. It reminds me of colored contacts. I wonder if that's what she's supposed to have. We see other characters with colored contacts in the show, so maybe not. Because I think Mem, even canonically, is always wearing colored contacts when she has her really beautiful blue eyes. That's not her natural eye color, so maybe not. But I think just the shape of her irises into her pupil gives me that feeling. So that could be what it is. I mean, they know each other, so maybe they got a similar fashion sense. Kana just bummed, as we all expected. She was not going to be cool with Akane tagging along on this trip. They haven't had their spa day yet, so Akane hasn't had the chance to ruin that. But, yeah, just her presence threw off Kana's whole master plan that I'm sure she had cooking. Ruby attached herself to Akane really quick. Like, super quick. I guess it's just the idea that she's Aqua's girlfriend. She gets to call her One-chan. Yeah, I'm wondering, because they flew here and then drove here, and they like stopped to look at like tourist attractions. So I really wonder how long this trip was for them. And I think they were saying that they chose this location because I don't remember why they chose this location in particular. Like, I know Mem didn't know about their history with it, but was it just because of the what do you call it, the luck of that god? I'm not sure. I might have missed that. I'm not exactly sure why this coincidence happened, other than Mem not knowing. Maybe it doesn't matter, but it feels like something they would include, and I might have missed it. Busy schedule kind of gets taken away. Akane and Aqua get some alone time together, and it results in Aqua getting to investigate things. He left that side of him behind for now because of the info he got from Himekawa, but he's investigating a death now. His own death. I really loved the shot of them, this whole scene of them walking just on the path that I and him walked all those years ago was really cool, intercutting between the past and now, and showing the ways Akane might remind him a little bit of Ai. I don't think they're very similar at all, but she does have a motherly air to her, so that could be what reminds him of Ai a little bit. And I loved the shot of him walking, and all of a sudden the stalker's silhouette is behind him. That was really, really cool. It was terrifying. They really made this shit. They had some scary moments in this episode. Single shots making things like really eerie. And they have a crazy, crazy crow problem in this town. Aqua saying it's a dead pet is crazy. And then yeah, I talked all about the reveal of Gorou's past. I think that's really sad, and it informs a lot about Aqua's character. This whole season has felt like Aqua's season, and we've gotten way more development for him in this whole season than ever before. Like, we knew a lot about him in season 1, but not this intimately. Like, not at all. We just knew his, like, attitude towards things and his tendencies, but getting a full history on him is crazy, and it all makes sense. I love it. It's very sad too. When was the moment in this episode where I really just immediately realized where we were going with this? I just totally forgot about, like, him coming to his house and talking about all this. I knew it came up. I knew we learned about it, obviously, but I didn't remember he just takes Akane here. And he doesn't have to worry about her looking into things because, I mean, he's got the super genius girlfriend, super, like, Batman level detective walking around with him here, but she's never going to guess that he was reincarnated, so he can tell her all that he wants. But this is also more than he's even ever talked about with Ruby. You know, his own sister. They kind of just agreed to not focus on their pasts. For both of them, probably because it's just not something they prefer to remember, especially Ruby, but it's crazy how he's opening up like this. He's given the opportunity, I will say, with their circumstances, and everyone else got pulled away, so maybe it didn't just have to be her, but he trusts her enough, for sure. I think that's what it shows, is that he trusts her enough to even tell her about all this, walking around all in his feels. And then, like, this girl with cancer dying, I think she's got a brain tumor. It was like I forget the name of the exact kind of tumor that she had, but it's like I think it, I didn't look into this myself, but someone told me that it's like a star-shaped tumor in her brain, which is kind of cool, but also obviously fucked up, but it's cool, that detail, that level of detail. If that's true, I don't know for sure. And the name tag. We've been seeing that even since the season 1 OP. I'm not sure if anybody knew, but that's been around. We've seen this before this just this episode. We have seen this name tag in the season 1 OP, which there's a lot actually in the season 1 OP that wasn't season 1 material, and it's more than you'd expect, I think. There's a good amount of things foreshadowed in season 1. Love the reflection of this shot, the blue and the pink in the window. Super cool. Just getting real creative with this scene. And they do a lot with the color grading in this episode, I realize. Like, everything, even during the day, like, because there's snow and everything around, everything's washed out and white. And so it kind of gives this, and there's crows everywhere, it kind of just gives this feeling of there's something darker on the horizon, you know, and that would be for Ruby. This scene of, I love the scene of Akane fixing up Kana's fit. She is actually Kana's biggest fan. It's hilarious. I'll complain about this all the time. I don't get how Akane fans hate Kana. You'd think that they love each other, but whatever. I like them both, and I think you can do that, believe it or not. Yeah, super adorable. I love it. Their dynamic is so funny. It's my favorite dynamic in the show. Kana and Akane's, for sure. Mem is getting a lot more screen time, too. I think she's so funny, because I have missed Mem. As much as I've missed Ruby as well, Mem gets overlooked a lot, so I'll always take the opportunity to give her her praise, because no one else will. They'll just call her old. Big revelation by Aqua in this episode. You know, he's spending time with these idols, but, like, he's just been having a good time, but he's forgotten, you know, he can't really get too close to him, because he's helping them to succeed, he's doing everything he can, but in doing that, he's inevitably making it so he'll have to separate himself, at least from Kana and Mem, you know, because Ruby's his sister, so no one's going to care about that. But he can't really be seen hanging around them too much, you know? It's dangerous. There are crazy-ass fans out there. We learned that. We've seen that plenty in this show, and that's sad to hear. Even regardless of which way you want to look at this, I personally, if I were to give my take, I definitely think he has feelings for Kana. I do. I think he's here with Akane, and she does a lot to support him, but I think this hit him hard, this realization here that he can't pursue anything with her. Like, he got to have his one date, but there's no more, you know. If he's going to be in any way reasonable about this, you know, I think the way his head works, he's going to think he probably has to separate himself from her, which is fucked because I really like them together. I do. So that upsets me. I'm sure there's Akane haters out here that are hating this episode too, because Akane's getting a lot of time with him, and we're just being told that, yeah, y'all are gonna have to separate him and Kana. But yeah, Kana is getting plenty of sister points here too, bonding with Ruby. She latched onto her so quick. It's so funny. I love Ruby too. There's something about Ruby, man. I can never hate Ruby. Although sometimes I hate Ruby, but not really. She's very complicated and sometimes complicates the show, but she's very much one of my favorites. It might go Kana and Ruby in this. There's just really, I don't know what it is about her. I was attached to her from like the first minute we were introduced to her, because I mean we got the sad backstory, but she's also just funny and just super innocent, and she's got an awesome character design. And the character design does a lot for me too. And the voice actress, I just really love Ruby. I'm not sure what it is exactly. And just as Aqua got to talk to Akane, Ruby did too on their little walk. They managed to track this bird super well. That bird was flying in slow motion or something, because they were talking. Yeah, I talked about this, how she's really holding on to this idea that he'd marry her, or at least, you know, he'd give her a chance once she turns 16. I don't know how old she is. Are they They're 17, aren't they? So she's past that. But in the moment, I know that Gorou caught a lot of flack for saying that. I think, in my personal opinion, there's interpretations for everything, that he was just saying that to comfort her. You know, I don't think he's that type. If you know what I mean. I really don't think that our protagonist is like that. Like, he's talking to his dying patient, who he's grown quite attached to, and he knows that she's on her way out. I think he was just really trying to comfort her. How the hell do you break the heart of a girl like that? Like, seriously. Like, you'd say anything, I think. And so, damage has been done, unfortunately, because I do think her aspirations here are pretty unrealistic and obviously impossible now that the doctor she knew is dead. So she is real busted about that. I should probably at least talk about it. Yeah, like, I don't know where this goes as far as her relationship with Aqua. I think it implies much, and certainly, I think it certainly directs you towards certain conclusions, maybe, or I don't know how to even word this. I really don't. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, yeah, it's a strange predicament they're in. I think we all kind of imagined that hypothetical route that I won't even really say being a possibility at some point in this series. And I don't know, yeah, now and then they just find the body. I don't know what, like, is this what, I feel like the bones wouldn't be this intact, you know? I think, because this looks like a perfect, like, den for some animals, this little space behind the tiny little shrine here. So I think he would be much more scattered around, and his foot certainly still wouldn't be straight up like that, I don't think. Unless I just don't know anything about the human body, but I don't think his foot wearing a shoe with no tendons attached anymore would still be pointed straight up towards the sky. So, suspending my disbelief as far as the state of his corpse here, or his remains, this is pretty effed. And they come across it. Ruby, I can't even imagine what she's feeling right now. Like, that's her entire world shattered. Any last bit of hope she had. Her connections from her previous life, gone. Her mother, gone. Her youth in her previous life, completely stolen from her. She's been broken. And this will just break her more. And her little star is starting to, like, fade out or flicker. Something's going on there. So we'll have to wait till next time to see what she really thinks about all that. But I don't think there's any denying that it's not good. And Akane, I don't know what she's going to think about all this. This is crazy for Akane to stumble across, too. She definitely was not expecting to see some dead body here. And she did learn the name of the guy from Aqua, so she'll probably think this has some sort of effect on him as well. He said it was just like a friend that he knew that worked here a long time ago. Crazy stuff, man. And yeah, again, I love that they show during the ending, because my first reaction to the ending, I did notice the keychain immediately. I knew what that little ring was. I knew what it had to be when the bird picks it up, and I love that they reveal it in this episode. Really good stuff. And yeah, I do think that's all I have to say. As far as what's to come, this was episode 12. We have one episode left because there's 13. Yeah, so this all wraps up next time, and I did say that I have an idea of where this season's gonna end, and I think I'm right. Oh, I'm sorry, I just dropped a pen on my cat. Yeah, I do have an idea of where this is gonna end, and I wasn't sure how they were gonna get there, and they did it in an amazing way. I thought that there was too much, but I don't know if they actually cut anything. I remember all of this. There's stuff I don't remember. There's definitely nothing that I remember and isn't there. So yeah, this has been such a sick adaptation, and I'm loving seeing all this. My heart is breaking for these two. This is crazy. Anyway, this has been great. Thank you for watching. Drop a like, drop a comment. What did you think? Did you see it coming, her finding the body in this episode? I really want to know what people think about that. They really set it up, and I have prior knowledge, so I didn't know. I'm not sure if people would have seen this coming at all. And what is your reaction to all that? How do you think Ruby's gonna take all this? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Again, I'm gonna be posting more FMAB as well if you're into that series, and help me decide on another series to pick up after this one finishes next week. It could be another seasonal. It could be something else. I've seen a decent deal of things, so maybe something seasonal would be a little bit better. I'm thinking about Dan to Dan, right? I think that's one that's coming out. I don't know anything about it. I think the art style just looks interesting enough for me. So yeah, let me know if you have any ideas or just any thoughts in general. But other than that, thank you so much, and I'm gonna head out. See ya.